Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to you all. I hope you guys are doing very well today and you're ready to start your day with me, Maha Makhtoom, and the lovely Shazad Khan. Assalamualaikum Shazad, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, and absolutely perfect and exuberant of the fact that thank God finally I'm hitting the gym as well because
Yeah, me too.
I was off for 6 months and
Six
I've gained
months.
almost 7 kgs as well. So now going back initially was a very difficult task for me, but now it's
Yeah.
4 or 5 days down the line and I feel much better. And I think that my
Excellent.
skin's glowing now, and I feel kind of relaxed when I sleep and
Okay.
I can wake up on time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
What
And
about you?
I have actually also started going back to my boxing classes, thank God, and it's absolutely wonderful. And I've noticed you've got a lot of energy these days. It's very good.
Yeah,
You're very active.
I mean, now I can realize that what I was missing on because I think for the past 4 or 5 years, I was a very regular guy who was going to the
Yes.
gym, who was exercising, will go riding and swimming and whatnot. So all of these activities were essential. But then there was a time where I thought that, all my motivation's gone. And I just cannot probably get up from the bed and be bothered to go to the gym or change and wear my trousers and trainers and whatnot and go to the gym
You
and
know,
start running on the treadmill.
yeah.
I just lost it all.
Yeah, but the thing is that happens sometimes. Sometimes you get tired, sometimes you have the motivation, but that's part of the cycle of being a human being. So
Yeah,
it's
that is.
fine.
But then, now what happens is that, for example, when I get done with my workout, I hit the sauna or probably the steam, and when I go out, I feel so fresh
Yeah.
that actually wanted to highlight, and I think this should be our public service message today as well,
Yes.
that ladies and gentlemen, that there will always be a time for all those people who were regular exercisers or probably would go out for a walk or take a run. There will always be a time in your life when you will feel like that, okay, for how long do I have to do this? Or probably I just cannot do this, or I cannot pick myself up now. Please make sure that, there will be a day once again where your guilt or your subconscious will tell you that, you probably need to go back and look after yourselves, especially when you are 30 or above. And that's the
You know
time when
what? It's
you
actually true. It's so true because, once I also crossed that threshold, I realized I was like, no, your body needs it. And also, it becomes less of a chore, and because you feel so good and your body benefits so much, it truly is worth it. But that is our service for a message for today. But I think we should start the news articles. We have a lot to cover today.
All right, let's
We
do
have a
that.
lot to
So
cover.
every morning when Maha walks in these days, Maha's like, oh, our introduction is just getting longer and longer. And even our guests have actually started to say that, why do you guys even invite us when you both have to talk? But okay, let's get started with
We're trying to engage with you guys, so
yeah.
that's what it's for.
But let's get started with the news updates. Very good news for all the Pakistani cricket lovers, and that is that Chief of Army Staff, General Qamar Javed Bajwa Saab, came up with a statement that, we will provide all the security which will be necessary for the PSL final to take place in Lahore. And I was so happy with that statement that you guys do not have any idea. But now let's see what the decisions come out to be. But I think that it should actually take place in Lahore.
Yeah, because I don't think that we should be deterred and given off because that's what they want.
Yeah.
Okay. Is anything else?
Yeah,
Oh,
there
my
is
turn?
one, but
Oh,
that's a very crucial one, and that's a very important one, and that's another good news. But after you're done with your ones.
Okay, so Islamabad United will take on Quetta Gladiators today in the second leg of the Pakistan Super League in Sharjah. It was first going to be in Dubai, but now it's moved to Sharjah.
Yeah.
Okay, and the second one is the Met Office has predicted another weather system to approach the country, which will bring rain and snowfall from Friday.
Wow, that's great, I think. And then,
Rain and snowfall,
yeah,
fun.
last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, for all those people who are affiliated to the poultry business or the hatchery business, or, they're the ones who actually come up with bulks of poultry chicken as well, because United Arab Emirates has actually lifted their ban which was on our poultry products, and after 8 years this is happening, and this is what we're going to discuss today as well on the show.
Exactly.
Poultry business itself, and then there'll be a bit of myth busting. But other than that, I will go back to the point where I was talking about exercise, and then eventually when you go back to the gym and or probably when you're running or swimming, because half of the time when you say it's gym, people do get offended that, okay, if we are not running, we are not exercising. What do you mean by that? So, okay, all of those people who kind of do whatever type
Activities.
of workout or activity, when you start doing all of these activities, that's the time when you realize that if I'm investing so much time and energy in lifting up weights or running, then I probably need to look after my diet as well.
Exactly.
And diet plays a very crucial role, because all my trainers, what they have said over the period of time is that, 30% or 40% is the exercise and 70% is what you are eating. That's how you lose weight, that's how you're going to look good. Yeah.
You're finished.
That's how you're going to look good. And then basically what happens is that the type of food intake you're having, quite a lot of things does depend on that. For example, if you feel lethargic, for example, if you're not taking your vitamins, if, for example, if you know for example, all of those vitamins, for example, B6, B12, and the B17 as well. I mean, there are ones which FDA is not even approved by now, but then you generally have to look after. And
Exactly.
yeah, you can go on now.
I was just going to say that there's the saying that you are what you eat, and there's even shows with those titles because it's very true. That's what I was going to say.
Exactly, and the only reason why we have picked up on poultry business is that there are quite a lot of myths. People say that the feed's not right. People say that, oh, the chicken's already half dead. When you go to a chicken shop and buy that meat, obviously because...
And they're pumping them with all these chemicals and different things.
And air as well. They're putting
air.
in air as well. But these are myths. We will try to bust all of these myths as well. And it's for all those people who are out there who think that, these myths are there or are probably existent. And then for all of those smaller investors who think that whenever it's the bigger investor or it's the thumb of the industry who actually, and whenever their chicken's ready for the market, what happens is that the smaller investor says that they get the best rate, but we do not when our chicken's ready. So we're going to talk about that.
The regulatory
from
system.
B2B as well, from B2C, business to consumer, and then business to business as well.
Exactly. So to discuss this very vast subject, a very important subject within Pakistan, we've been joined by Dr. Mubashir Ahmed Bhatti. He is a general physician and he's also part of the National Commission for Human Development. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. Besides Dr. Mubashir, we've been joined by Dr. Muhammad Aslam. He is the ex-chairman of Pakistan Poultry Association and is the chairman of the Allied Hospitals Rawalpindi. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for joining us. So I'm going to let Shazad lead the conversation today.
So, okay, so to get started with the conversation, thank you very much, Maha.
No,
You're
it's
being
okay.
very kind these days.
Because I've been starting the show.
Yes,
so I thought
so just thank you very much once again, gentlemen, for being over here and knowing that we are so curious to know about so many other facts. But before we move on to Dr. Aslam, I will start my conversation from Dr. Bhatti. Bhatti Saab, now, it's a very tough job because we have even discussed this before the show, prior to the show, that, with Dr. Bhatti, we'll ask him the health benefits of the chicken we eat. And then, for example, if there are any opposites or opposition remarks, I think then Dr. Aslam will probably let us know that whether that happens or not. And both of them are doctors as well. So
very apt guess.
So getting started, I watched a video which was being made by the Pakistan Poultry Association. It's on YouTube as well, and I'm going to give out the link. And then they said, whatever they said, it made me think like as if, eating poultry chicken is like a very good thing for my body. Is it?
When we're talking about this very tricky questions, the way you ask, I cannot be conflict with my associates in this area.
In this age, I like it.
The reason, if we are talking about the eating a protein, I have different opinion. We're talking eating a chicken. I think Pakistan poultry system is not bad.
It's not at all.
It's not bad compared to the other part of the world. But if I give that as a doctor, one starting point, we'll discuss later on other things too. The meat or the protein we are taking in the form of chicken carry a lot of E. coli, salmonella microbes, which basically are not healthy to the human body as compared to the other proteins which we consume normally.
Okay.
So I'm always in the favor to have alternative means. We should adopt, because we are agriculture-based country, we should use other protein areas from the vegetables, from the lentils. To me, Pakistan has a lot of kali, lot of
Soybeans as well.
Soybean, even you can go all the greens in Pakistan. We have too much.
Okay.
And greens have even up to 39 to 46% protein.
Okay.
And that is a bioassimilated protein. But in poultry, we have little bit more chemical-oriented protein because of the lot of feed is going on, has impact on the meat which is not properly assimilated to the human body.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so we'll continue on that part, but still, I'm saying Pakistan poultry, I'm not against that.
Okay.
Is very good practice in Pakistan to develop the chickens over here. I understand you said very clearly. There is a lot of people saying, like
There's a lot of
that. I have
myths.
personal observation too. But unfortunately, there should be regulatory authority more strict on the producers.
Okay.
They should have the proper measures and the feeding, which should be controlled with the minimum arsenic involvement in that, minimum other chemical, the blood-oriented things, which basically is not good for the consumption.
Okay, so we will go into that in depth as the conversation progresses. But let me move on to Dr. Aslam. You being part of the Poultry Association, what is the industry like within Pakistan right now?
To me, we have very high level of poultry industry in Pakistan. If you can compare it with any other country in the world.
Right.
You see, we have about 800 billion rupees investment in this industry, and this is one of the biggest agro-based industry in Pakistan.
Right.
More than 2 million people are involved in jobs in this industry. And we
Okay.
are producing a lot of chicken meat because, as Dr. Saab said, you need some, definitely animal protein for your body. You need definitely fat for the people also. So you cannot get all the protein from greens and pulses and this and that.
Okay.
Because if you compare Pakistan with other international countries like America, UK, here consumption of chicken is about 8 to 9 kilo per capita per annum,
Okay.
which is not very good.
Okay.
In UK or other developed country, it is about 42 kilo.
Okay. So we're
So
still
if the
below the
people
mark.
in those countries like America, all developed countries, eating 42 kilo per person in 1 year, if they are not having any disease, then why we should have a disease who are eating only 8 to 9 kilo per capita?
Okay, so we're not eating as much as the rest of the world is. That's
Oh, yeah, yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, now in regards to the regulatory systems that are in place, as Dr. Abu Bashir has pointed
Yeah,
out.
I will explain that.
Yes,
Yeah.
tell us about that.
There is a lot of regulation. We are the best producer in the world now.
Okay.
We are the best getting meat conversion ratio in Pakistan.
Right.
I mean, if we give only 1.6 kilo feed, we get 1 kilo of meat. This is the best conversion. This can only be achieved if you have all the systems, good quality feed, hygienic birds, having very good farms with very good biosecurity systems. We are all applying in that.
Okay, so how are these monitored? So the feed, the quality of the feed, how is that regulated? How are these different hatcheries?
Yeah.
Yeah, hatcheries. How are they regulated? You know, the chicken farmers. How are they kept in check as well?
You see, if we don't care for our birds, we don't care in our hatcheries, we don't care our feed mills, then you cannot get good weight from the chicken.
Okay.
So it is in our interest that we keep all the things in hygienic and everything in proper way.
Okay.
As doctor said, there is some coming E. coli. If we have E. coli at our farm, the mortality of the birds will go to 30%, 40%.
Right. Okay.
If it goes above 2-3% mortality in our farms, there is economic loss. So we
Okay.
cannot afford that.
Okay.
So we have to check. You see, you are talking about the water for the human people. We are giving water with very clean water,
Okay.
without any bacteria, and we have all the systems at our farm.
I think
What
I'm an evidence to that as well, because I've seen quite a lot of poultry farms these days. They're very state-of-the-art technology. They're using that. And then when you said that, that bio type of system, because what I heard and what I've seen is that every time a guy or a worker needs to go into the poultry
cannot
farm, they have
go,
to
yeah.
take a shower.
Yeah.
They have to wear a new uniform, or in fact a washed one, and then they have to clean their hands and whatnot, because we definitely cannot afford
We
the
cannot
loss of
afford.
chicks as well. And then there are control sheds. Now that's
Control sheds, yeah.
that's quite a lot of investment
Excellent.
made by people over here in Pakistan as well. And then those automatic water dispensers with which there's no dirt around and
No,
it's
no,
no
no,
sticking.
not at all.
Okay. That's excellent.
And each bag of which is given to the chicken is tested at the feed mill.
Exactly.
Because we cannot afford it if we give bad feed. You see, I can guarantee even the wheat you are using.
So, but then there's only one thing which I want to ask, and I will ask it after the break because we have to go for a short break. But ladies and gentlemen, the question I'm going to pose to Dr. Saab is that, do you think that there are steroids within the feed? Because to grow a chicken within 6 weeks, which, I mean, for example, from an ounce of weight, they go on to being 2 kgs in just 6 weeks. Is it possible? Let's go for a short break, and when you come back, we'll ask this question.
The ancient city of Taxila is the heart of stonework in Pakistan. This art, which has been preserved and practiced for centuries, can be seen on many major landmarks of the country. Notably, the Pietra Dura work in the Lahore Fort's Sheesh Mahal. These stone products take days to complete and require immense precision and skill from the craftsmen. The final products are perfect for souvenirs, gifts and decoration pieces, each depicting the richness of Pakistani culture at its best. Camel skin and ivory craft are trademarks of Multan's handicraft repertoire. Camel skin is cleaned, dried and mounted onto molds which can be of any shape desired. Multicolored lacquer painting is then used to ornament the molds, which in the end bear a Mughal or Persian feel. Ivory is crafted into pens, chess sets, jewelry and other accessories such as keychains by the expert craftsmen. Such detailed work, while being extravagant, is indeed a feat to achieve, and craftsmen of Multan produce beauty with their work which is worthy of global admiration. The
Welcome back, everyone. And before the break, we're talking about the poultry industry within Pakistan. And it's actually, it's a huge industry. And as Shahzad said at the beginning of the show, the UAE has now lifted the ban on Pakistani poultry, and they are going to be exporting it to that.
From Pakistan.
Yes, exactly. So now, Shahzad, before the break, posed the question as to how a chick from 2 weeks old,
From weighing an ounce.
From weighing an ounce weighs a lot more. So are there steroids, or how are they getting so healthy? So we'll ask Dr. Aslam this question.
Yeah, it's a very good question because there are many misconceptions with the people that poultry industry is using steroids to grow up the chicken. But it's totally not. It's not totally not. What we are doing, these birds are internationally produced, and they are doing a lot of R&D, and they are with selection of birds. They are producing different birds who take more feed, and they grow very high.
All right.
This is just like example because if you go 40, 50 years before, per acre yield of our wheat was only 10 mon per acre.
Okay.
And then you see Mexipark from hybrid breed came from America, and there was a revolution that for per acre yield was more than 50 kilo,
Okay, good.
50 mon per acre.
Okay.
So this is how the things go. Now you can from one plant you can get 40 kilos and more than 40 kilos of tomatoes from only one plant.
Exactly.
You getting from the corn, what is happening with the corn? It was only produced 10 to 15 kg.
Okay, sir, I will totally agree with that. And, before Maha moves on with her question, I think there's one more thing which I need to ask. And that is, since you've been the chairman of the Pakistan Poultry Association yourself, we're not saying that, it's the regulators or probably it's the people or the investors that, there might be a bit of malfunction in it. But then we do have people who are greedy of the fact that they want to earn quite a lot of money. Within your own
What I want to
experiences-
explain that now instead of 15 mon per acre, in corn you are getting 100 mon per acre.
Okay.
So they are not using any steroid. This is just good breeds. The same as with poultry. And the same.
That's what I agree with.
Yeah.
But
So
what
we
I'm
are
trying
not
to...
using.
No, but the thing-
You see, billions of chicken are produced in Pakistan. And if we are not producing steroids in Pakistan, if we are using steroids, then very huge quantity must be imported, which is not in the record.
Sir, I
So
agree
we are
to
not
this now.
using even a single gram of steroid.
I
It
agree
is
to
just
this.
scientific systems. It is just good quality feed. It is just better methods, scientific methods, and we are getting good weights.
Sir, agreed. Now, what my question is, the thing which I wanted to ask is that there are people, there are investors, there are individuals who are greedy of the fact that they want to sell the most, make most of the money. Now, you as chairman, did you ever did you step outside in the field as well and went there to check whether the standards were maintained or not?
Yes. We go in the field, and there are government agencies who are also going.
Okay.
Livestock division, they have now Poultry Act in Punjab also, and in Sindh, and it's also coming. And Science and Technology, Ministry of Science and Technology, they are also regulators.
Okay.
They go to the farms and they check each and everything.
Wonderful.
And one more thing, you said the UEA people have agreed to open their borders for Pakistani chicken.
Yeah.
They have not done it with anything. Their teams have come here. They have been coming here for the last 6 months. They have been checking all the farms. They have been checking all the hatcheries. They have been checking all the feed mills. And then they agreed that you are producing at the same level as internationally as other people are doing the world.
Amazing.
Okay,
So
that's-
then they opened it. You see,
Absolutely.
they are very vigilant health-wise.
Yeah.
So this is also one step. And before 6 months, Saudis have come here. They checked everything. Then they have also opened their borders for poultry of Pakistan.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
So,
So this is very good thing for we people.
So that means that Pakistan is starting to meet the international standards, which is
Yeah.
fantastic news.
Yeah,
so that
definitely.
also should dispel a lot of worries that people have about the quality. But do always make sure where you are getting your meat from, because there is always that one individual who likes to mess around. But the quality is excellent. Now I'd like to ask Dr. Mubashir, going forward, when the quality of the chickens are good, their feed is good. Now, when we are eating it, like you said, you get the protein from greens as well. How do we make sure that, first of all, we are killing any bacteria within the meat itself? And then also, how do we incorporate it into our dietary plans in a healthy way? Because there can be overconsumption of protein.
Very good. I think starting one, I would like
Sure,
to
sure,
put
sure.
more information on that. Unfortunately, Pakistan is a country which I observed. I have it taken more than a dozen countries to, for the healthcare system to educate people the way I have the job in America. Pakistan, unfortunately, all the poultry which Saudian or UAE people they are checking, they really have the wonderful crop to take from this country. Unfortunately, if you go to the small markets like Sunday Bazaar, Tuesday, I have my personal visit too. Unfortunately, they are so bad chicken, or rejected chicken, a chicken which basically is not properly healthy even, is available in the market. My request to Dr. Samsab, please, you guys should have to make some standard. Bad chicken should not come to our own market also. If we are giving this good standard to the other part of the world, we should focus on our nation too.
Exactly.
This is what I have the very serious concern. If he is not agreed, I think he can have the random visit somewhere. He can find the.
Okay, sir.
So
Now
let's
over here, I
discuss
think
this.
yeah, this is a very valid point. But over here, I would want you to probably shed more light onto this. For example, if I go outside to buy chicken from a chicken shop, how will I get to know that it's good chicken or it's bad chicken?
Because half the
Or
time
it's
the
Angry Bird or
package
it's not.
It's extremely unhealthy, dirty presentation you will see if you go to the
presentation. Okay.
very dirty. So those dirty presentation is really a
That
lot
should be
of
enough
you can say
deterrence.
how much E. coli, salmonella, and
Okay.
other bacteria you're taking home. So
Right.
this lighter part, I request
Okay.
Dr.
We will
should
pose
focus
that
on
in a moment. Okay.
Our nation need healthy
Chicken too.
chicken too.
Absolutely.
The answer regarding what we have the replacement on that. Being a physician, my main job in US was R&D, research and development in chronic diseases. Even in America, there is more than 65 data is American data available by the USDA. 65% chicken, even after cooking, carry E. coli, salmonellas.
Okay.
Normally in the homes. That's the reason in McDonald's, KFC, all these kind of chains, food chains, they have the very high temperature where that meat has no value after that of any amino acid. So that just we are eating flesh.
Okay.
This is the reason America every 2 to 3 years, their disease is going double.
Right.
Dr. Saab said very correct. Our lifespan is no better, but we are multiplying diseases. Lifespan is better because a lot of other lifestyle good habits we are adopting, and other incorporation of the medical research is helping the human body to have the better life.
Okay.
So my answer to you, we should have a rotation of the food.
Okay.
We should have to minimize consumption of the chickens.
Okay.
In my R&D work, even meat is better as compared to chicken.
Okay.
As a doctor, I'm saying. And I can claim, I can have the debate of any doctor in this country or in the world.
Okay.
We have the search. This concept, white meat concept, the concept was 1 decade before. Right now, it's no more that concept. And the protein, we have the alternative proteins, like we have the cabbage.
Okay.
have-
So basically, you're saying one needs to have a balanced amount of intake of protein and not go too excessive. Okay, but I just want to pick up on what you said about the presentation and the rejected chicken that goes into the small markets. So let me ask Dr. Aslam, how do we regulate that, and how do we ensure that, you know, that the rejected or the bad quality meat is not going to be given to our...
We have opened certain shops in Islamabad, Rawalpindi, Lahore, and main big cities, which are very hygienic. I could not have any picture of that here, but if you go, I can show you that trend is coming now.
Right.
And number 2 trend is coming that all the chickens, we don't want to sell these chickens in wet market, but people have habit of that. They want to get slaughtered before them, this and that.
Yeah.
But actually, we want that there should be more processing industry, so that all chicken is not going to the city. It's going to the processing plants and then with hygienic everything like other world. This is our target.
Okay,
but
great.
you see, everything has to
It
take
takes time.
time.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Now, the very good shops are coming in big cities and all small cities. Definitely, I foresee after 3 or 4 years,
Okay.
there will be no like these chicken
Okay.
being sold.
Now, doing this, moving the processing and the slaughtering to the processing houses, the slaughtering houses, sorry, how will that impact the chicken industry and the chicken farmers and the smaller business, chicken
No,
business?
there is no concept of
There isn't?
smaller or bigger.
Okay.
Definitely bigger. As you grow bigger, your cost of production is low.
Okay.
We have to also compete the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, but small farmers are also growing. If he is doing well, he is growing a lot.
Okay.
So,
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Now I think I'll move on to Bhatti Saab once again. Now, Bhatti Saab, in the cities, what we have seen is that there's a newer trend of having frozen foods. Okay, and frozen food is obviously coming in shape of just chicken, and there's chicken nuggets, there's seekh kebabs and whatnot, but it's just chicken mainly. So, how does our body behave, or how does it respond to us having a frozen chicken, then putting it into the microwave, defrosting it first of all, and then cooking it again and
Okay.
again and again?
Okay.
How do you think it's going to have an impact? Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah,
First?
first of all, you only freeze chicken once and you let it defrost naturally. You never put it in the microwave. Just for
No,
information out there.
see, that's what it is. I mean, for example, I have done that too many
Oh
times
no, it's just not that.
in the oven,
the
and then
fresh one is the best one.
Okay.
yeah, fresh one is
What's
the
the
best
best
one.
one?
That's sure. But now this, because you said that we are going to move on to the processing units. Now, when we're going to move on to the processing units, obviously, majority of the bulk is going to come out as frozen chicken. So now, how does our body respond to frozen chicken? Because a person like me who lives alone, for example, when I was, I'm going to take half of it out, cook it, probably boil it or whatever, and then put the rest back. Then take it out, then microwave it, then eat it. So how does our body respond to that?
Frozen chicken is not bad.
Okay.
To me, I think that has better value as compared to even the fresh one, because there's a lot of bacteria which we can kill through that minus temperature. But the thing which we are behaving in our routine, we cooked a lot, put back in the refrigerator, and go to the microwave again. This is a bad practice.
Yes. Okay.
Microwave usage must be minimum in our daily consumption base. Minimum. There must be somewhere you are in urgency, you are in trouble. The direct cooking is better with some kind of pressure cooking like that.
Okay.
So that help temperature to go in deep, in depth.
Okay.
Normally, cooking, what we have in Pakistan, Dr. Saab said, we have a very bad cooking system. We can kill the E. coli. No. Because we do not have deep cooking. We have the masala cooking. So masala cooking, we destroy all the herbs which good for the body.
Yeah.
And we keep all the E. coli in the meat still there, just be sick. I can tell you one thing. Being a physician and what we have the surveys, Pakistan, or even globe, the people who are using more chicken, the GIT, gastrointestinal diseases, they are on their peak. You tell me all over the world, including Pakistan, people who are taking chicken, including me, we have the tummies, we try our level best to work out, still, with a lot of good practice, we cannot get back because our intakes, what we are intaking. Ma said very good thing, we are what we eat.
Yeah.
So we must understand when we are cooking, we need to cook fresh or even after defreeze. Small one which we can eat and we can have the same. For our life, we should have to repeat it again. Instead of that, we go to microwave.
Okay, very good.
Bad thing which I observe, what we are in practice, we are behind the taste.
All right.
My humble request and message to the globe, practice of eating continuously chicken on daily basis is not good. Practice of eating many times like in the US and all these areas, I'm from that part of the world, I learned, I
Certainly
have my
more than that.
observation, everybody is obese, diseased, Instead of that, country has a billions of dollar investment on monthly basis on their population in preventive care, in good habits, giving a lot of good things. In spite of that, diseases are on their peak.
Okay.
I can give the example in 2003 in America, the health budget was about $252 billion.
Okay.
In 2005, expected budget was about $500 billion.
Obviously, they
But
can afford to have
diseases
budgets.
were, by CDC, diseases graph more than double. Same in Pakistan in 2010. Our diseases versus our budget in 2010 and 2012, it was double. The only data in Pakistan we have so far.
Okay, so basically what we're seeing is that globally there are trends of unhealthy, bad eating habits, which are causing more diseases. So basically the food sources are good. You have the good food sources, how you eat them, how you cook them, how you store them.
Exactly.
We need the rotation. No.
It doesn't mean
we
that
need rotation.
due to chicken the diseases
No,
are
it's-
increasing.
No.
It's our eating habits.
It's our eating habits.
If you don't take chicken to your kids, if you don't take to your old people, if you don't take yourself, you will be having very heavy number
But
of
sir,
diseases.
one last thing.
No,
That's
no,
how
no.
it's
Because,
not-
No, no, no.
what does
because
it
But
say?
we're not saying
you
that.
need
One thing.
immunity.
No, no,
You
one-
need
no, no,
immunity,
one
and
thing,
immunity
one
can
thing.
only come from the
One
proteins.
thing, sorry,
Turn
That's
better.
there is
But there is
billions
a
of-
recommended
No, no.
dose of
Absolutely.
meat
That's
daily
no,
increase.
please don't give the bad message to the nation.
No, no, but no.
There are billions of people in this world who never touch any meat.
Yeah.
I Seventh-day Adventist people. I've been.
There are people in India as well. who are
Vegetarians.
vegetarians, yeah.
Yeah.
There is a balance. We need balanced diet. We need to say
Balance.
balanced diet.
Yeah, that's what
Chicken,
we're
to
saying.
my recommendation, must be only 5 to 10% live.
5
Okay.
to 10%.
That's your
There is a
recommendation.
the other
That's your
meat
recommendation.
must more than 20-30%. All other
So
meats
there's
we
one
need
more
to
important
nutrition.
thing which we need to talk about.
Well,
and
we're
that
running out
is-
of time.
Now, Dr. Sapsar, you have to answer that and very quickly as well. I'm going to give it away. Now, we do have hatcheries over here, ladies and gentlemen, and they say that, for example, for all those people who eat eggs, it has got vitamin B2, which is good for your skin and then for your eyes as well. Then it is a source of protein. But then Pakistanis are not eating the right amount of eggs because they are expensive for them. Okay, we do have a lot of hatcheries where people do even claim that, these eggs are very nice and whatnot. But, as per the record of the Pakistan Polutry Association, per capita or per person, the only egg consumption within a year is 60 eggs. If compared to the West,
What?
it's 300 eggs. So now, obviously, how do you think that we're going to balance our diet?
No, the eggs and chicken meat in Pakistan is not expensive. It is the lowest price in the world, lowest price in Pakistan. But you see, overall economy of the people is not good. They don't have money to take chicken. They don't have money to.
That's what makes
eat
it
eggs.
expensive.
Yeah, that's expensive
So
for them.
We
So
need
how
to
do
give the
we-
message other alternatives. People should have to incorporate.
So what is
to
the
get their
alternative to
protein.
egg? Duck's egg?
We must take spinach. Is the 46% of protein.
But sir, we cannot eat
Cauliflower.
vegetable every day.
yes,
I'm not saying. I'm just, I'm
No,
just
no, but
you
if
know.
you can't, I know what
No,
Dr.
please,
Saab
I
is
can
saying.
tell
yeah.
you guys should have to give the message to the nation for
Absolutely.
their health.
Exactly.
Don't promote the business.
We are not promoting the business.
My point is that, no, this is what you guys are doing right now.
No,
mean,
no,
we
I
need
think,
to
listen,
eat it.
My
I
point
know, wait,
is this,
we need to stop.
you
We need
should
to answer
have
the
vegetable.
We need to answer the question, guys. Let's
vegetable.
I
relax.
can prove scientifically.
Okay.
That's not
That
right.
is-
Shazad has opened Pandora's box here.
perfectly all right.
What we are saying is that when you have eggs and they're too expensive, you have to have alternatives
Yeah.
to counteract, because if you can't afford to buy eggs. However, up until the point they can afford to buy eggs, they will be eating the alternatives. But then we should also lower the prices or improve our economy so that people can afford to buy eggs.
Exactly. That's what it was. So-
And we promote balanced living. We never promote businesses. We've never done that
But
ever
we,
on the show.
we ensure from the industry
Absolutely.
that we are providing you chicken and eggs of very high quality. And
So I think, sir, you know what we're going to do is that you're going to take it as a challenge. If there's somebody out there who can actually prove that the chicken's not of good quality, we will be here. Sir is going to be here as well.
Dr.
and
Saab
then
will
we'll
be
be-
here.
we
Yeah,
will follow
definitely.
you.
And we run out of time completely.
because
we
if
will
you,
do,
if
we
you
run out of
even
time.
go for the greens that Dr. Saab said,
Yeah.
there are studies, a lot of E. coli is in greens also.
Okay, we will
Okay,
talk
well,
about
okay.
that later.
It's not a
We will talk about
competition.
that
It's
later.
not a
Luckily,
competition.
we have very good cooking
Okay.
habits.
So we are
Okay,
not going to
we're-
defend
okay.
anybody. We're
We've
running
run
out of time.
Yeah,
And we have to do a vegetable of the day as well. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to quickly move on towards the vegetable of the day. Thank you very much once again, gentlemen. Thank you very
We
much.
will
for
call
the
you
wise
back
words.
to just continue
And
this
the
conversation.
vegetable of the day we have picked up on, whether there's E.
It's
coli
an
or not, it's an avocado.
It's an avocado. It reduces the risk factors for heart disease, contributes to 8% of your daily fiber. It aids in stabilizing your blood sugar. It is-
Source of naturally
Yeah.
good fats, great source of potassium, maintains a healthy heart.
and then also boosts your immune system, makes your skin glow. It's anti-inflammatory and it's anti-aging, so it's wonderful for you. So have a wonderful day. Do log on to our Facebook fan page,
Which is with the name of World This Morning.
Twitter page,
World This Morning without a
our
G.
Daily Motion YouTube page,
World This Morning once again.
and the repeat is at
5 past 11 p.m. But one last thing which I wanted to say,
Quickly.
and that is, it's not about chicken, it's not about vegetable, it's about healthy diet and staying healthy. And if we have
Balanced
given
diet.
that challenge on air, that if you guys, anybody of you, any one out of you, can come to us and say that that the chicken industry or the poultry industry is not doing these things right, they will be here. They are the ones responsible.
And we're
They've
here to
taken
do
the
that.
challenge, and we're going to do it head on.
Okay,
So
great.
please look after yourselves and balanced diet. That's what the
yes.
message is.
Have a good morning, and we will see you bright and early tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
passion for polo will be the highest on the world's highest polo ground. Chandur invites visitors to experience a traditional polo tournament between the teams of Chitral and Gilgit. The tournament is held on Chandur Pass, the highest polo ground in the world, at 3,700 meters above sea level. The first time